Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different, which is what you do when you think your content is good enough, it's best in class, but you still have people ranking above you. See, here's the problem. Google is generally going to give search results for the content that best fits the search. But what does that mean, best fits the search? There's different things that go into the ranking formula in 2018, 2019. Now in 1999, the ranking formula for most search engines was pretty basic. It was, do you have the keywords on the page and do you have the most amount of links coming into the page? And in 1999, 2000, that would be enough to make you rank. Now, as we head into 2019, that's not going to get it done. Search engines are more sophisticated than they were in the past. So there's a lot of factors that go into ranking. One thing that I like to do is do an analysis of what's ranking for each keyword. Why is it there? Why is what's in the top 10 in the top 10 and not something else? The first thing that you should look at is if you have a page that's not ranking for your content, analyze the searcher intent. You know, look at the actual first page of Google, see what's ranking there. Is it informational searches? Is it comparative shopping? Is it e-commerce? Really analyze it. And to give a little tip, look at the modifiers to the actual search term. I have a client that we looked at the generic search terms for a particular search phrase that they were trying to rank for, and we noticed that everything on page 1 was the low end of the market for that term, meaning everything was the lowest priced. But if you added certain modifiers to the search term, if you added certain words to that search phrase, then they started coming up because the results would become very different. So analyze the searcher intent, know what people are actually trying to find, and do that by looking at what Google's already ranking. And if people are comparison shopping, look at what's number 1. Do they have more specs? Do they have more details on that product page than your product page? You really want to be looking for what's missing. Specifically, look at what's number 1 for that particular search phrase. Is it the biggest brand? Do they have the most informative content? Are they the lowest price? Are they the highest quality? Do they have the best brand reputation? All these things can be factors in why Google is putting a certain result number 1. Another thing that I want to address is everybody believes that their content is the best. I think without a doubt, most people have a little bit of bias when it comes to their own content, and they kind of view their content as better than their competitors. But what you really want to be doing is looking at pattern matching and looking for patterns within the top results and trying to figure out like what you need to have to fit that pattern. So that brings me to the second thing, which is content. Does your content answer all the possible questions that your customers have? What's the difference between you and what's above you in the rankings? Maybe it's links. Maybe it's as simple as that. They have more links than you. Maybe they're a bigger brand, but you're not really going to know until you do a comparative study between you and what's in the top 10. And speaking of brand, let's take a look at brand. Brand is a ranking factor, and if you don't believe that, go back to 2008 when the then CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, said, brands are not the problem, brands are what sorts out the cesspool. When we have the brands over here in one bucket and then we have everything else over here in another bucket. So if you're not building yourself up as a topically relevant, authoritative brand within your space, you need to be working on that right now. So what things differentiate a brand? Well, they have thought leadership in their space. They publish topically relevant, authoritative content. They have branded search, meaning people do searches for them by name. People are already going to their website. Amazon benefits from this greatly, but there's other brands besides Amazon where people look specifically for products by that brand or services by that brand, and that's what you should strive to be within your market. That leads into another thing. What's trustworthy out there? Well, design is a differentiating factor. If you look at things that people hold up as signs that people are satisfied with content, staying on the page for a long time is one of the things that gets mentioned a lot. What's something that would compel people to be on a page longer than site XYZ over here? One of the things would be the design of the site, the layout of the content, the way that the content is packaged up. If you look at a brand like Apple, they spend a lot of time on packaging, they spend a lot of time on product design. Their product is not a whole lot different from Android or Samsung or any of these other things, but they have something different from these other brands in that their design and the entire experience of buying an Apple phone or an iPad or an iMac is totally different than it is for some of these other products. In the same way, the design of your site, the way that you frame your content and the way you package it up is going to be a differentiator. So one thing that I want you to take away from that is information can be statistically correct without being satisfying, and what Google wants is to satisfy users. Proximity is a factor when it comes to what's ranking for a particular search. How close are you to the destination target? And this is something a lot of people don't understand in local SEO. How close you are to a particular business is going to affect whether they come up in the map or not. If you're very far away from a person searching for you, you're less likely to come up in the map. Pretty much any local business is affected by this to some degree. Things that are closer to you are going to rank higher than things that are far away if you're doing a local search, or if Google believes that the intention is to find a local business. Now, links still matter. They're a proxy for authority, so you should be building links to your site. You should be getting links from topically related sites to yours. Also, keywords still matter. You have to have the keywords on the page. If you want to rank for a certain thing, you got to have the keywords on the page. A website I diagnosed not too long ago, one of the problems was they were trying to rank for a certain search phrase, and one of the words that is in that search phrase was nowhere to be found on their page. You really have to make sure that you mention the specific things that you want Google to rank you for. Don't make Google guess. Use the specific words somewhere in that page that you want to rank for. One of the last things I want to talk about is task completion. Can people complete the thing that they're trying to get there to do? Now that could be finding information, it could be making a purchase. If somebody comes and they want to order a product and they want to get it delivered to their home, if your site does not allow them to complete a purchase and get it delivered, then you're probably not going to rank for certain sales types of keywords, and you're going to rank below straight e-commerce sites for those type of keywords. So task completion is very important when it comes to intent and whether you're going to rank for certain types of keywords. In essence, does your page allow the searcher to solve their problem right then and there? If not, then you should add that functionality to the page so that people can get what they came there for. So to sum up, not all keywords are the same. Anything that's got a location modifier, it's going to return something that has proximity. If the keyword search is something that shows buying intent, allow people to check out and get their purchase delivered to them. If the keyword phrase indicates that they're looking for the highest quality product, then your page should reflect that. Really, you're looking for patterns in all this. If you feel like you have best-in-class content, look for something that is different in the other results that are above you. Just look and see what's on page 1 of Google. Does your content fit that? Look for something that might be missing if you're not answering a question that something that's ranking above you does. My name's John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. We help manufacturing companies get more search traffic through Google and Bing, and as a result, they get more RFQs. If you have an SEO question that you'd like us to answer, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. We'll answer it out in a future video for you. We're publishing videos at least once a week, so if you're getting value from this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, peace. You might notice it's a little hazy today. The sky is really overcast. I just want to give a big shout to my people in Paradise and in Chico, we see you. Donna, I see you. Malia, just want to say peace to all my people in Northern California going through the fires.